Josh, and today we're going to be talking about the butcher profession and what his trades are. So, obviously, he trades a lot in meats, but what I'm going to tell you is the best way to get him to level up, the best trades for emeralds, and the best trades to get you special items. So, let's get started. So let's quickly take a look at what exactly the butcher does and what their job site block is, so I can give you an idea of their trades. So here's all the items that they trade, or at least some of them. So there's chicken, there's beef, there's mutton, and there's rabbit. Obviously, it's a butcher, so most of its trades either involve meat or cooked meat or acquiring fuels. So their job site block is a smoker. So it is 4 pieces of wood, or a 4 pieces of wood and a furnace will create one smoker. And for how the smoker works, it's very similar actually to a blast furnace. So a blast furnace is basically for ores, and a smoker is basically for food. So what it does is it actually cooks the items twice as fast as a normal furnace, but the amount of fuel it uses is the same as the amount of items, so it's not different than a normal thing. It's just twice as quick, and it looks pretty cool actually if you look at it. And here's the guy, the butcher. So he's got his headband on. I think there's a smock there. He's looking at me with his creepy green eyes, and there's his job site block. So I'm just going to quickly explain how villager trading works. So it's pretty straightforward. There are 5 levels that villagers have. They get 2 trades at each level. Let's see. Also, there are things that increase the demand of items. So if you keep buying an item, the price will go up. And there's also things that will lower the price. So for example, if you get an effect like Hero of the Village, or if you cure villagers from zombies, it'll basically the villager gossip will cause the prices to go down. And there are a certain amount of trades that'll also you can do of a specific item before it locks up, and you can do maybe, let's say for example 10, and then it'll lock up and it'll take a while for the villager to resupply that. So that is villager trading. Let's get on to the butcher's trades. So here are all the trades for the butcher profession. So as you can see, there's not a lot, and especially at the expert and master level, there's only 1 trade you can get. So the maximum amount of trades you can get is 8, which is a lot less than most of the villagers. Most villagers you usually get about 10 or 9, so 8 is pretty low. So let's look at the trades they actually get with the butcher. So with the butcher, you get 14 chicken for 1 emerald, 7 pork chops for 1 emerald, 4 rabbits for an emerald, and 1 emerald for rabbit stew. And also these 3 trades, the first 3 you have 16 trades before it locks up. You get 2 XP from the trade. You also, with the last one, 12 trades before it locks up and 1 XP. So considering that you get 2 of these, it would probably depend on which 2 you get, which would make basically what you want to trade to him. So if, like, I mean, you could have, it depends on what you have of this stuff. So you might have a lot of chicken, and then you might not get into chicken trade, which would suck. Or you could have a lot of pork chops, but not get the pork chop trade. This trade's pretty good actually if you think about it, because rabbit stew actually is the second best food in the game for restoring your hunger. So it restores your hunger basically to full, which is pretty good. The only thing that does better is cake. So it's kind of odd this is a novice trade in this for a butcher, but I'd actually say that's the best trade. This one's, I mean, although rabbits aren't that easy to get, but not an exciting first amount of trades for a butcher. So here are the apprentice trades. So 15 coal for an emerald, and that's 16 trades at 2 XP. And then these 2 trades, it's an emerald for 5 cooked chicken, and then an emerald for 8 cooked pork chops, and 16 trades, and they're both 5 XP. So I'd say this isn't a bad trade depending on how much coal you have. Hopefully by this point, when you're doing the villager breeding and you're putting your trading hall together, this is an easy trade to do. I mean, honestly, trading for food, I don't think that's the greatest thing, because you should be able to have your own amount of food that you're supplying yourself, so you don't have to buy food from a villager. But I mean, if you just need XP to level the villager up, I mean, uh, I guess food isn't the worst thing to get. At least you're not throwing it away right away. Okay, so these are the journeyman trades. So 7 mutton for 1 emerald, and 16 trades and 20 XP, and 10 beef for 1 emerald and 16 trades and 20 XP. So depending on how you're playing, this might be an easy type of trade to do, because you can just keep feeding your sheep and your cows, and then killing them and then just selling them. So this might be an easier way to get emeralds for some people. So, and also these are both guaranteed trades. So it's not bad, I guess. And then this is the expert level trade. So I'm just going to explain how dried kelp blocks are made, to explain how bad of a trade this actually is. So with kelp, you have to smelt them to get dried kelp. You get XP from that, which is pretty good. And then you have to craft the dried kelp into kelp blocks. So it takes 9 dried kelp to get 1 block. So basically, you have to get 90 pieces of kelp for 1 piece of emerald. And not only that, you have to smelt it, and you also have to craft it. So I think this is a pretty bad trade. And also, on top of that, kelp is actually the 3rd most efficient fuel in the game. So it's only behind buckets of lava and blaze rods. So it's a pretty decent trade. I think it's also behind coal, although I'm not sure. I'll have to put an annotation in, because I can't remember offhand. But it's a pretty good fuel source, and it's kind of odd this is an expert level trade. So the last one is sweet berries, 10 of them for an emerald, 12 trades and 30 XP. I don't get the point of this one. I don't usually with trades. Usually you're getting pretty good stuff at the higher levels. It's kind of odd at this point that you're trading something like sweet berries for emeralds. Usually you're trading emeralds for something pretty good. So I'm not sure what the point of this trade is. I'd actually say overall these trades are pretty bad, and unless you have a specific item that you're just trying to get rid of, I don't see the point of having a butcher profession. I think that pretty much sums up everything about butchers and butcher professions. If you look at all those trades, what I would tell you is, unless you have a lot of food that you want to get rid of, or you want to buy food, which I'm not sure why, a villager that's a butcher might be worth getting in a trading hall. But honestly, it's a profession that you can completely avoid putting in a trading hall, and it's so far probably one of the worst ones for trades that I've seen of all the villagers. Usually with villagers, you have to either plan out or think about what kind of trades you want with them, so you can basically decide whether to keep them or not. And there's usually special items more at their expert level and master level. As we're with butchers, there really isn't anything that's interesting or dynamic. It's more just emerald trades, which are not that interesting to get. So I would actually say a thumbs down to the butcher in general. And what I'm going to do, just to so you guys know what the trades are and anything like that, is I always put the Minecraft wiki for trading, and especially that profession, in the description. In the description. So basically I put the Minecraft wiki for villager trading, especially for that profession, the butcher, in the description, so you can check that out and see how the trades rank. I've also done a bunch of videos on the different villager trades. So I've done them on armorers, shepherds, toolsmiths, weaponsmiths, cartographers, and I'm just honestly going to go through all of them to see how they compare to each other, and generally a good strategy overall for approaching villager trading halls and getting emeralds and then getting the items you want. So watch for those, and check it out. Check out the previous videos; they're pretty good. So if you like this video, please give me a like. If you want me to keep producing content, give me a subscribe. If you want to see specific videos, give me a comment. I always look through them. And stay classy, YouTube. This is Bruno.